Pete Carroll, who I remember here actually even being a coach on the Jets many of years ago, back when he was probably the youngest coach in the NFL. Now, I believe after some 14 years, I believe it was 14 years, with the, maybe I'm wrong on the timeline there, but he was a coach with the Seahawks a very long time, is stepping away. Uh, beg your pardon, is not going to be a coach with the Seahawks. It remains to see if he will be with the organization. You know, brought your first, you brought the Super Bowl to your team, first one that they ever had. And I know you guys might be saying to yourself, listen, you don't want to see him gone. You might feel that the OCs have been maybe a bigger issue in the last few years. Maybe you would prefer firing the head coach and Waldron and keeping Pete as the head coach before making this move. You know that your players love that dude as the coach. But look, Seattle Seahawks, with all due respect, have fired many offensive coordinators, and when they leave, they seem to flourish elsewhere. Pete Carroll, I think, might have been the problem here recently, and he kind of held the offensive coordinators back. Look, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with Pete Carroll. He's been a successful coach, but the game changes. The game changes, right? I think he was way too conservative in the offensive mind, current state of play, right? The game changed, and sometimes you have a certain respect, a certain success, and you really don't want to change with the game. Why change something if it's not broken, right? But in the same regards, if you're just middle of the road every year, that doesn't work either. I think if Pete Carroll decides to stay, Pete as an advisor is perfect. He's a legendary big picture guy. There is talent on his team, but a lot of questions need to be answered. And he's got energy, does Pete Carroll, right? He's like 72, going out 42. Probably even more energy than a Bill Belichick, right? So, players still respect him. Maybe just a different, just a different type of role I think might be good for Pete Carroll. Still a good football mind. Maybe not in the sense as a head coach, just to kind of change things up a little bit. You kind of have to change, because you don't want to, you have a lot of players there that have some talent. The NFL is a league where your career is not that long, and you want to take advantage of all these players that you have, while they're in the prime. Pete Carroll has had the same formula for too long, and it's gonna be huge shoes to fill. And getting players to play hard and respect you as a coach is tough. The culture he created in Seattle is going to be hard to live up to for whoever the next coach is. Big shoes to fill. Overall, I think Pete did way more things to even critique. Did a lot of positive. Remember, always got you that first Super Bowl. Thank you, Pete Carroll.